Don't follow trends, follow your heart.
Hi there, and welcome to this week's astrological forecast with me, Maria Hjelmborg, astrologer from Denmark, and I am filming here in Denmark from the forest. This week it's from the 2nd of December until the 9th of December, and we are yet another time by a fireplace out here in nature, because we are in Sagittarius. And yes, we are having a big shift this week. It's Jupiter changing signs. Other things are happening, very nice things. Love is in the air. So this week we are gonna make a collective report. Then we will have 2 minutes for the nerds, planetary positions. After the 2 minutes we will have all 12 signs, including yours. So you just go to your sign after the collective report, which is important. From Monday to Friday we're taking Sunday, of course, we're taking the collective report to get the vibe of every day. And then at the end, the song, I receive a song each week, apparently. Started 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Every week there's coming a song to me, and I'm singing it. It's very in tune with the weekly energy. And I am a songwriter. For 10 years that was all I did. So yeah, let's see what it is this week.
You can listen to the song of the week when you see this, or when we are this far into the report. Just look upon the minute it says right now. This will be the minute where you can hear the song of the week we just channeled for you. The energy level is higher than a week ago. We are more into gear, but we are starting the week with a shift. We felt a little already from last Tuesday, together with the really warm wind now that's coming over us from Tuesday. But let's start with the shift Monday. Over the last year, it has felt so natural to expand our horizons, think big and out of the box, be optimistic around our visions for the future, in particular areas of our lives. We've gotten a lot of good and big ideas for the future, and Monday we're going to feel that these ideas first had to go through some kind of machinery before they actually come from the thinking head and out into the real life. For example, when you have to build a house, you have to apply for the right governmental agency for knowing the law around this certain field, and type of construction you have to make, if it's actually possible to even do this kind of construction that you're going to make, the place where you live. And sometimes there are rules, or oftentimes there are rules you have to abide by, and you have to be sure that you are following these rules. So even though all your colorful ideas can stay at your desk, you also have to know that the big heavy books with the concrete laws of society are weighing heavy upon the light pieces of paper with colorful drawings. So is your idea good for society? Is there some kind of authoritarian person that will put a question mark with what you're doing if you are continuing down this route? Or should you rearrange your route just a little? These are some of the questions that will come up again and again over the coming years, and people in higher positions will be more visible in the public stage, on the public scene. So now we will start with Monday. This intro that I made described Monday very well. This shift is asking you to get some grounding and find out of the practical circumstances around your visions. A day like today, well, the better knowing or know-it-all aspect can come into play and come up in certain people, maybe including yourself. Follow your heart, give them a hug, if it's fitting to do so within these traditional frames that are around you today. Tuesday, everything is getting softened up and lighter. Around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the 2 love planets, well, this is in Denmark. That will be 1 hour later in England, 6 o'clock in England, and then that's Central European time, 6 o'clock. The 2 love planets are meeting for a nice feeling in the stomach and the feeling of just being on the same track, agreeing about the structure. It's also our inner female and male being, yin and yang being in balance. The warm, romantic and passionate spirit between you and your partner, or just between you and others in general, on a friendly level, you're going to be able to enjoy for a couple of days these days. And maybe you've felt it a little bit already yesterday. If you're in a relationship, the more sensual and erotic sides will start glowing inside of you. Wednesday, this tendency is continuing, so just keep it alive through your focus. It's a nice reminder about how or why we are in the relationship that we are. What's so nice and wonderful about it, when we are deeply connected in trust and comfort and security, no matter how annoying we think we are sometimes, within as without. So it's a nice feeling of wanting to build up a life together, or continue to form the right kind of fundament for our relationship, in full of faith in that we are loved for exactly the human or the soul in a body we are. And we are sensitive also this Wednesday, have a longing and maybe a dream, something we almost can put words upon, what's pulling us in right now or drawing our attention. Maybe a need to some kind of escapism, or maybe just even longer showers, or a trip to a wellness a spa area. Maybe you'll be feeling that something is over that you've been into contact with before. An era has passed, perhaps. Thursday, the 5th. The dreamy and the need to find peace and quiet are continuing until the evening, where we can be struck by the need to do something about these dreams, and simply just put action behind our words and our thoughts and our ideas, and put sail upon our ship. If you're too much like the Fool in the tarot card, having too much bravery around you, it's not paying off in this period, but it's good to act upon things if you can keep yourself realistic and abide the rules, maybe also the unwritten ones. Friday the 6th is a peaceful day where there can be room for also thinking a little bit upon yourself. It can be necessary to give space to this. Every now and then it will create a balance, especially if you have a tendency to be more altruistic than egoistic. Saturday the 7th is not as exciting as it could be. We're meeting a dilemma we know too well by now. It will awaken inside of us and outside of us, so try to use some patience and be grown up in a situation. That's all that will pay off. It will pay off for sure. Maybe you don't quite feel like you're being listened to, or someone is trying to see your point of view, or actually seeing that you are in need of something bigger than you, have the power over you in some kind of way, and you might have to just do whatever they say. Later this afternoon you have to be careful it won't, and again we're Central European time here, it won't make you react towards what's building up inside of you. Or it could be that you are smiling while you're saying something to someone that's actually hitting quite hard, because you wish to be diplomatic, but deep within you, you're really sick and tired of this person's behavior or lack of responsibility, or making room for you, or for both of you perhaps. And remember, whenever I say it's Central European time, if you live in that part of the States that's 6 hours prior to Central European time, you just withdraw that so you can easily apply this report for you as well, even though you're not living in Europe. Sunday the 8th. There's a lot more stability emotionally this day. The peace and the quiet is now entering the room. You feel at home in yourself, and you feel well about yourself, and the lust for peace and for enjoying life and in its beauty also materially is coming up within you. Sunday can also be an illusory day where the dream of the perfect partner, the most ideal image of the traditional relationship, where the pink dream about rose-colored dream about how all things should be can take up a lot of space in this day. Being in love is also one of the things that could apply to this day. And when you think about how someone who's newly in love is thinking that all with this partner is just so perfect, well, it's like that today these feelings can make you think and feel like this, but it can also disappoint you later on if you're not realistic about that everyone has both light and darkness within. What is really drawing us in and asking to be manifested, like a natural part of our lives, is the subtle feminine hints that are coming from within, where you work with the flow instead of using physical effort in manifesting what our heart calls for. So we still have Ketu, the south node, Pluto and Saturn up there in Capricorn. Jupiter is now entering the zone as well. We have Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, the Sun in Sagittarius, Chiron in Aries, Neptune in Pisces, and Uranus in Taurus. The North Node, Rahu in Cancer. For the connoisseurs, the most important is Jupiter changing signs at 7:20, or actually it's 8:20 p.m. Monday. He only changes signs once a year, so this change is big. He is in his fall here, so the big arm movements will be limited. Tuesday, Mars, Venus sextile, Pluto, Mercury sextile. The moon is going from Aquarius to the sign of Taurus, where he feels well. Wednesday, first quarter square, sun moon square. And also the square between the moon and Saturn and Pluto are the most relevant moon aspects to mention. Jupiter is getting close to the south node, where the north node is what we should manifest. The subtle feminine, subtle suggestions from within, where you work with the flow instead of making physical effort. The Sun is in square to Neptune Sunday, and Venus is sextiling Neptune as well this week. All 12 signs of the week. Aries. This is a week where your love life can get a sparkle, and you will be able to, or you're probably going to flirt a little bit more and feel the love grow. Of course, this is depending on where you are right now, if you're in a relationship or not. It will be maybe even secret meetings or something like that during this time. But it can also just be, of course, out in the open. But love is what connects you and your partner on the deepest level. If you feel like promoting yourself in regards to your future career, there are really fine opportunities this week. It's all about finding some better perspective for the speech you're going to make for the person where you want to convince them about something. Taurus, if you're just a little bit observant in regards to your flirt and love life, this week's possibility during this time are big. There will be great attention in your love status, and if you're free and interested, you can, good luck, start a new acquaintances or contact first this week. At the beginning of the week. Are you in a firm and steady relationship? Tuesday, Wednesday is really good to invite this chosen one out on a special experience. Gemini, you're just in the mood to go into depth with the things that you are spending time with, doing or creating around this time. It can have something to do with the psychological mechanisms, and exactly in this field you're very interesting to do. You're very interested in doing new discoveries, either in a certain investigation or just for private use. Also use your experiences that you have with you from the past to put a light upon this subject. Cancer. It's really hard to figure out what's up and down, true or false, in a certain matter that's culminating at the end of this week. In this regard, it's really important that you are checking the facts, the informations that you are receiving or you have yourself. Spiritual interest is involved, especially involved in this investigation phase, and even more important it is that it's the right things and informations that you get. Because spiritually, you can also be, lit behind the light sometimes. Leo, in this week, your otherwise very sharp overview can trick you, and there can come some veil around things. So be careful with the people that are really enchanting you or making you not be able to see how life really is, because they are so seductive with their ideas, big arm movements or promises, or maybe some classical beauty is coming in and wrapping you around his or her little finger. In about a week, things might be looking very different. There's tendencies at topping Sunday where you probably won't be able to count completely upon your own intuition most of the week and into next week. So try to keep being focused and dedicated with what you already know deep within, that you have been wanting for a long time, and continue to follow this instead of sudden into what you think is intuition about something that can save you in a split second. You can't quite trust your gut feeling this week, so it's easy to be tricked by your own feelings. That's why it's a good idea if you hold a little back in your new contacts, or if you're in connection with people that can be unstable in some way. It's best if you can keep focus and don't let yourself be seduced too easily. Virgo, your words have a certain kind of extra value this week, and when you speak, there's no doubt about whether you're serious or not. It's hard for you to avoid irony. If you have some interest, it's really a good time to spend time upon you, if it's possible, in this busy Christmas month. But by going into the depth with things, you will get the best result, and that's what you are a big fan of. Libra. It's a very inspiring things you're in right now, and you should take advantage of that in your home, at your home situation, or in your family. There's a stability at the moment, and there are fine possibilities for that you can buy or invest in something. It could be for the house or the home in the first days of the week. Later this week, your intuition is in focus and very strong. If you want to fine-tune it, then, for example, a diet where you fast can make a difference. Scorpio, and this week it's a really good time in regards to your love life. It's light and it's lovely, and if there's certain kind of peace around it, I think there might be. So make room for romance and do something about it. Invite someone out on a special trip together, meet each other on the deepest level, and make your bonds even stronger and tighter. So because you're on your way to finding a certain connection in your teamwork or in a love relationship, and there's more peace around you and your fixed partner, which you should take advantage of this week. So take the initiative and invite this person out, is what I'm trying to say. Sagittarius. The beginning of the week, there'll be some kind of change, and maybe a big one actually, and maybe you'll notice that your mood is changing very visibly, and your very optimistic approach to things is finding hard. It's harder to find that than it has been for the last year. You have to get used to that you are in a new situation, and therefore you have to test whatever is going on before you can really relax and do things like you usually do them. Your finances will continuously be in focus. Capricorn, you're feeling something in the first days of the week. A certain person has gotten closer to you, and you have to find out whether or not this person is threatening your position or not. You can choose to be open towards this person, which you will gain most of in the long run, because this person is gonna have to find a way to subordinate themselves to you under your domain. And after that you can get a more clear image of the person and the intention that this person might have. Aquarius. It's all about keeping focus, concentration, and not let yourself pressure anyone put a pressure upon you more than necessary. You have a lot of thoughts that's coming in, where it's a good idea to find some kind of relaxation technique, yoga or mindfulness. This can take the top off your how can I say this, lack of peace. Maybe it's this is a Christmas month, and that will give you extra to do, but there's a long-term need to rest. It's been there for a long time, and now it's really demanding that you rest. Pisces, there can be a lot of busyness right now. You're being busy, but the focus has changed. So it's not only about your career and your future work life that's in the center of attention. Christmas month now is calling on extra resources, and here you can draw upon your now big network that through the last couple of years have been going through big changes. New interest networks of some kind are coming to you, and you are feeling really well amongst people who know what they're doing, who are specialized within some kind of field of theirs.
Though I know it's closing time, I feel like starting over, 'cause here's a different kind of life than looking back over my shoulders. Golden wings and flaming friendships, sisters by my side. Everywhere the world is changing, brothers on the rise, watching us grow as we walk through the streets of love, seeing us harvest the seeds. No one can tell how we cried through the lonely nights, but I can tell we're getting out of hell, 'cause we kept visions of something bigger, visions of something better, visions of a higher love, and we kept feelings of something higher, feelings of something better, feelings of a higher love, a higher love. They wish you well, oh can't you tell they wanna help. So I kept seeing myself as bigger, seeing myself as better, reaching a higher love. So everybody, let's all get together. Hand in hand works much better. In visions of a better world, a better world, a better world. Yes, my dear, the end is near, but we are starting over. Burning the old. That's what we do. Keep a vision. Hold lidt en vision om dig selv, så meget bedre end det, du har gjort før. Så vokser vi sammen.
There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You got to lift yourself up, try again. One day you will break through. What you long for will find you.
Don't follow trends, follow your heart.